Hello, everybody. Corey Michael Sanchez here. Welcome to the webinar. I just got back from my wedding and honeymoon, so I am fresh back. Just got back a few days ago and ready to kill it. We got a whole bunch of plans set for last 6 months of the year, growing some big businesses. So very excited about that. It was one of those things where coming back from the honeymoon, it's like there's always a time when you wish that you didn't have to. When you wish that like, oh, I could be home right now. I miss my bed, but there was not one of those moments. So I just got back from Italy and Greece and Paris and Barcelona where I got married. So I don't know if any of you guys saw that coming through. Go to the chat box. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Right, and let me see who I got here. We got Alexa, we got Bill, we got David, Ed, BC, very nice. We got Greg, welcome Greg. Okay, cool. We got Jeanette, very cool. Jeff over here. We got, okay, good. All the way down the line. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks so much for joining here. And we're going to be talking today about partnering with Amazon.com. So this is going to be very exciting. We're talking about building up revenue machines for you guys. This one is going to teach you how to do this with your own business. If you have your own business, you're going to be able to drive extra traffic and sales and leads for your own business. And if you're looking to kind of get into something else, have another opportunity, then this is also something you can do, or you can have your kids do. Like I'll tell you what, I've talked to a lot of people that sometimes just look for something that they can have their kids help them with, which is also another very cool thing, or that you could do very professionally on your own. So I'm very excited about today's presentation. So thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to introduce our main speaker now, and he's awesome. He's a really great friend of us. We've seen him all over the world, basically, but we've hung out with him a lot, been on the Marketers Cruise. Any of you guys ever been on the Marketers Cruise? It happens in the beginning of the year, once a year. A whole bunch of marketers get on a big cruise liner and travel parts of the Caribbean or other places, and it's a lot of fun. But what's really great is you get to hang out and really mastermind with a lot of like top-level marketers, which is like one of the most phenomenal ways to network ever, because you're not only are you vacationing, but you're also learning a ton. So if you haven't checked that out, you guys should definitely check that out. Something to keep in mind for next time. And but his name is Ty Cohen, and he's an accomplished internet marketer, been doing it for a long time. He's a personal development coach, mentor, internationally known speaker and author. And he's got a great success story, because he didn't start out being a huge success. He at the age of 12, just after losing his older sister to sickle cell disease, he got another dose of reality while lying in bed at Yale New Haven Hospital. And it was really interesting because they didn't think he would live much past the age of 17 himself. And so he learned to face that and actually learn how to dominate and go on to really do some amazing things. And I'm always pleased when you got really cool stories like that. So I want to welcome Ty Cohen on the line. He's going to bring it when it comes to teaching you guys how to partner with Amazon.com, right? How to make a revenue machine out of it, drive more traffic and sales. So Ty, welcome to the webinar.
Hey Corey, thanks man. I really appreciate that introduction. That was awesome. I'm glad to be here. I know you guys have a fantastic crowd. I know you've got a very smart and engaging crowd. So I'm excited to, number one, right, be part of this, but I'm also looking forward to hear what I'm going to say, because I have no clue what I'm going to say yet. All right. So I hope everyone could see my screen right now. You should see, we're going to change slides. So right now you should see a slide that says this presentation will be starting shortly. I just changed that, so if you can see my screen, you can hear my voice, give me a big yes. And as Corey mentioned, we're going to learn some really cool stuff here, and I want to make sure that you have the ability to use this questions box, right? Because I'm going to show you a lot of great stuff, and I want you to ask me questions. So I want you to challenge me, okay? Someone says, no, can't see a new screen. Can't see a new screen. So let's see. You should be able to see.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Yep, there you go. There you go. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. All right, so I want you to use this questions box to ask your questions, and if I cover anything that you want a little bit more clarity on, go ahead and ask it. And if I don't cover it immediately, we'll have a Q&A at the end, and I'll make sure that I get to it. So my goal is to show you how publishing short 20-page ebooks on Amazon can be a highly profitable, easy, and lucrative way to generate income, leads, and commissions for years and years to come without your competition ever knowing how you did it. This is the part that I like. I like staying behind the scenes, right? I like flying under the radar. So I like being able to have a system that not only makes a consistent amount of money month after month after month, but also allows me to generate leads and, you know, just to have the recurring revenue aspect to it as well, without anyone ever knowing what the heck is going on, right? Especially when you're just sitting home and your neighbors have no clue. You live in a nice house, you drive nice cars, you're always on vacation, and your neighbors are probably thinking the worst thing about you. Little do they know you're partnering with Amazon, which is what I'm going to show you how to do here. All right, so before we begin, I want to talk about what exactly is a Kindle, because this is going to be instrumental to the success that you have with this entire system, right, that I'm teaching you. So we'll start out with the basics here. And a Kindle is pretty much a device that was created by Amazon.com, and it's a portable ebook reader that allows you to go in and shop for, download, and browse ebooks, newspapers, magazines, blogs, reports, and other digital media. Most importantly, ebooks, because that's what we're going to be discussing during this presentation here. Now, one of the cool things about this platform that Amazon created is that it's a platform that will allow you to sell content from it and position yourself in front of Amazon's massive customer database. All right, so not only is it a ton of traffic that's available on this site, but they're all customers. Think about it. Everyone that visits Amazon, for the most part, has a credit card in hand or on file. Last number that I saw read that Amazon had like 500 million credit cards on file. And what they did was they did something pretty ingenious, which was they realized that not everyone has a Kindle device, not everyone has the desire to have a Kindle device. So they also created the Kindle app, which allows you to go in and download ebooks, purchase ebooks, and read them from any device, right? You can have a PC, a Macintosh, an iPod, an iPad, your iPhone, a BlackBerry, if anyone still has one of those, an Android, right? And I'll show you why this is important in just a moment. So right now, there's 7 billion, right, devices that are out there, and actually more than that. This was taken a couple of months ago, and that number consistently grows. So the system that I'm going to share with you, right, is the same system that I recently used to buy my mom a house and paid cash for it. So my mom turned 77 in October, and my goal ever since I was about 13 years old was to buy her a house, right? And I was just recently able to do that. My mom is from Connecticut. I live in North Carolina. She's, like I said, 77, and my goal was to move her closer here to the south in the warm weather, and to be able to go in and buy her dream house and have it mortgage free. I'm big on being debt free with a lot of things, okay? So here's a testimonial from one of my clients, one of my students here. His name is Brian. He's actually a professor at Penn State up in Pennsylvania. He sent me this text message one morning. He says, Ty, I wanted to give you an update since I've been doing a lot more with your system. Over the past 70 days, my Kindle business has more than doubled. This month will be my first $5,000 month. Then he goes on to say that he's shooting for a $10,000 a month starting the following month. Here's another testimonial from one of my students. And she says, Ty, good morning. My ebook has sold 5 copies this week. Now, you might be thinking 5 copies, that's not anything to write home about. Well, here's the beautiful thing. She had just started applying what I teach in this program the day before, all right? So 48 hours later, she's already sold 5 copies and has started to generate some leads. Here's another testimonial from another one of my students who's over in Perth, Australia. He says, Ty, over the last year, I've continued to follow the Kindle cash flow system, and I'm now doing $20,000 per month in sales, all right? Perth, Australia, and he's rocking and rolling. You are at ground level of what is being called the New Age Diamond Mine, and I want to show you some of the money that I've been able to make just playing around with publishing ebooks before. I actually created a streamlined system for doing so. Now, before I go any further, right? I want to stop at this. I want to deviate from this presentation for a bit because I want to share some things with you that have been crucial to my personal success, not only with this, but with other things as well. The first thing is the word that I just mentioned, systems, right? You always want to make sure that either you're setting up a system of things that work well or you're following a system of things that work well. All right. So that word systems, we're going to follow that throughout the rest of this presentation because it's extremely crucial to have a great system in place whenever you're trying to do anything. Now, this is one of the first checks that I received from Amazon. This was in the amount of $2,297.30. Now, when I first got this check, right, we're going to be totally transparent. I'm going to put some things out there that may not be any of my proudest moments, right? But when I first got this check, I really didn't focus on it. I didn't see the true potential. And the reason why was because I literally had shiny object syndrome to like the 10th degree. Everything that came across my desk, every email that I opened up looked great to me. I mean, I was, publishing articles. I was, trying to use YouTube to generate traffic, just everything. How many people can relate to that? How many people have shiny object syndrome and just everything looks good? Or you're trying to take on too much, right? You're trying to take on too much. I found, just give me a big yes in the questions box if that applies to you, if you can relate to that. All right, so we've got some yeses coming in. Michael, Rhonda, Gary. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. So one of the things that I found out is that it's easier. Martha says, I can relate. Doug says, very guilty. Jeanette says, yes. Right, one of the things that I found, right, that works really well is if you can go in and focus your efforts on one or two things at a time until you've got very good at them, or at least they're income generating, right? Then you move on to the next thing. And you never want to have more than 3 things going on at a time, right? So back to this. This was one of the first checks that I got in the amount of $2,297.30. I didn't really realize the potential of this system because, like I said, I was all over the place. And it wasn't until 30 days later when I received another check in the amount of $2,873.13. This was a 25% increase, yet I didn't do anything differently within the last 30 days, right? This was 30 days later. Why do you think I saw this increase? I went from $2,200, right, here to $2,800 here with my Amazon Kindle ebook sales. What do you think that is? Why do you think that is? And then once I saw this check, I said, you know what, maybe there is something to this. So I published another ebook or two. I can't remember if it was 2 or what. But anyway, I published a few more ebooks, and then I went from $2,873.13 to just 30 days later, bam, $4,462.53. Now, when I got this check, I saw that there really was something to this. So I started testing things like different price points, right? Which price points prompt people to buy more than others, and which generates the most amount of profit, because that's what we're after, profit, right? I started testing things like titles and cover designs and then different genres and subject matters to publish to. And then once I started to do that and publishing a few more books was part of that process, I went from $4,462.53 to my next check being almost double that, $8,403.84. And then continue to see increases to the point now where I consistently see $30,000 to $45,000 a month just from Amazon publishing royalties that come in every single month, right? So now, not only is this a great way to generate income, but it's also a great way to generate leads. So here's where, and this is actually one of my slower months here. I consistently generate between 4,000 to 5,000 leads a month with this system here. And it's targeted leads because these are people that are buyers. These are people that are actively raising their hand saying, yes, I'm interested in this subject, or yes, I want more information. So in this example, you can see where I generated just over 3,000 leads in just 30 days, right? So slightly more than 100 leads a day, right? So in addition to that, also generating royalties. So does anyone see the potential here? I hope you guys are a lot faster than I am because, like I said, it took me a while to see the potential here. But I'm hoping that you can see, right, how Janet is saying, oh, yes, and Tommy's got yes in there. So I'm hoping that you can see this. So now let's dive into exactly how do you do this, right? And before we jump there, let's talk about what makes this different. Well, the first thing is, with this system that I'm going to share with you, it's a real business. And by that, I mean you're partnering and joining forces with Amazon.com, a multi-billion-dollar globally recognized brand, and you're tapping into a 7 billion person market, right? The third thing is it's a system that is easy to make money with and easy to drive leads with, and it's recurring month after month after month, right? I like to call it the do the work once model and get paid consistently, so get paid month after month. Now, there's nothing special about me. Listen, I started out working as a clerk at Walgreens Pharmacy, and when I first got started with this thing, you know, my goal was to just make a couple of $100 a month to be able to pay a couple of bills. Now, in full disclaimer, you will not make thousands and thousands of dollars from the first ebook that you publish. It doesn't just take one. Sometimes it takes multiple ebooks, as you saw in my examples. When I first got started, I just wanted, like I said, to cover a couple of bills, right? I was looking to make a couple of $100 to be able to help with some things. Third, and most important, is that this is a long-lasting business model that you can consistently generate income from for many, many years to come. Many, many years to come, all right? I've been generating income with this thing forever, and so have many of my students. You'll see I've got just under 1,000 students that are in this Facebook group, and literally, right, over 8,000 students globally, worldwide. Right. So are you ready to discover the 3 secrets to publishing best-selling Kindle books on Amazon? Secret number 1, I'll show you how to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes or less, even if you've never done anything like this before. You want to watch this because this is going to blow you away. Secret number 2, I'm going to show you 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you dislike writing. Secret number 3, you'll also learn how to publish and launch your Kindle ebooks really fast so that you can start making money with this entire thing, right? All right, so now let's jump right into this thing. Secret number 1, how do you come up with a best-selling book idea, and how do you do this quickly, right? Especially if you're new to this entire process. Well, I've got a program that I like to use, and it actually doesn't cost you anything to use it. It's the Google Keyword Planner, and I use this to find, number 1, great book ideas, right? So book ideas that people are actively searching for and spending money to purchase. Secondly, I like to use this piece of software to come up with killer titles, and I'll talk about titles in just a bit more shortly, okay? So now, the way you find the Google Keyword Planner is if you go over to Google, you type in Google Keyword Planner, very simple, right? It'll be the first or second result that pops up. Click onto it, and you should see a control panel that looks a bit similar to this. They change it up from time to time, but for the most part, it functions the same. Now, at the time of this example, I was studying lucid dreaming. How many people are familiar with lucid dreaming? It's actually pretty cool. It's the ability to go in and problem solve and be cognizant of what's taking place in your dreams while you're actually dreaming or you're sleeping, right? So having the ability to go in and have control over your dreams. It's a really fascinating subject. It's a great way to resolve issues and to goal set and to come up with solutions to major problems as well, because you're using your subconscious mind to help you here. But anyway, at this time, I was studying lucid dreaming, right? So I typed in the phrase dreams interpretation. And this area here is where you're going to type in the keyword, the topic, the genre, the fate, the phrase that you think would make a good book subject. All right? You're going to select all locations, all languages, Google and search partners, and then you hit get ideas. Now, once you do that, here's the thing. You're going to see another window that pops up. Google is going to tell you how many people are searching for that phrase that you entered within the last 30 days. All right. not only will they tell you that, but they'll also give you similar phrases that people are searching for as well, right? So let's take a look at this thing here. So I typed in dreams interpretation. Google is saying, hey, here's some similar phrases that people are also searching for within the last 30 days. So meaning of dreams, there were 18,100 searches for that phrase. Dream meaning, 2,900. Dream meanings, 1,900. Dreams and their meanings, 590, right? So now, pay attention to this. You might want to actually write this down. What I found to be the sweet spot, as my friends over in London like to say, the honey spot, right, is that if you can get your combined monthly search volume to be between 10,000 to 100,000, then you've hit the jackpot. Between 10,000 to 100,000, then you've really hit the jackpot because, well, here's the reason why. Does anyone want to know why this is the sweet spot here, 10,000 to 100,000? Okay, I'll let you know, April. So the reason why is because anything less than 10,000, and this is collectively, right, combined, collectively here. Anything less than 10,000 and the marketplace is just not big enough. It's like having a Ferrari on a dead-end street, right? You've got all this power but nowhere to go, right? Anything more than 100,000 and the marketplace is just a bit too big, okay? So you want to stay between 10,000 and 100,000 with your collective monthly search volume for all of the lookalike phrases, the similar phrases that Google returns to you. Now, does everyone have that? Right? I want to make sure that everyone has that because that's a crucial part of this entire program. So give me a big yes in the questions box to indicate that you have that, and then we can move on. All right, we've got Janet says, I got it. We've got Michael says yes. We've got Michelle that says yes. Malcolm says yes. All right. Tommy says yes. BC says not really. All right. Add them together, says BC. Yes, says Rick. Yes, says Chris. Yes, that's correct, BC. So you're going to add them together, right? And you want to be between 10,000 to 100,000. That tells you that you've got a nice market right there. You've got a nice subject, all right? All right, perfect. Let's move on. Great question, BC. I appreciate the questions there. Keep them rocking and rolling, folks. So now, the other reason why I like to use this Google Keyword Planner is because it helps you to come up with some killer titles, some awesome titles that you can use for your ebooks, right? So let's take a look at a few of these. For example, Meaning of Dreams, right? This would make a good subtitle, like a main title maybe, and you've got 18,100 individuals that are typing that into Google every 30 days, so monthly. Here's another one, Dreams and Their Meanings. You've got 590 people that type that in, right? So typically when I get, some of these won't make sense, right? They're just grammatically wrong. It's like dreams meaning or dream meaning. That just doesn't make sense. But something like this, right? This would make a main title that works pretty well, and it's a highly searched phrase. And oftentimes what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll add like a subtitle, right? So I'll add on to these. So Meaning of Dreams, how to decipher last night's dream, right? Or Dreams and Their Meanings, how to tell what last night's dream really meant, right? Or how to turn your dreams, or Dreams and Their Meanings, how to turn your dreams into riches, right? Or Meaning of Dreams, the secret code to deciphering dreams, right? That could be a nice subtitle here. How would you guys add on to this? Let me see. Give me some input here. What do you think? What do you think? All right, and you are welcome, BC. Joe, not 100% sure. All right, Joe, we are live, though, if that was your question. All right, Chris says yes. All right, so awesome. Let's move on here. All right, Michael says, I would add Meaning of Dreams, how to hit the lottery by deciphering your dreams. That's a pretty decent one, Michael there. All right, good shot. All right, so now one of the questions that I get often is, well, Ty, why do you use the Google Keyword Planner to find titles? Well, the reason why is if you craft your titles correctly, you both increase the chances of them ranking high within Amazon and Google search engines, okay? And being able to rank on both of these huge multi-billion-dollar sites will boost your sales big time. I want to show you just a few examples of this. Let's say we've got someone who's searching Amazon. This is Amazon.com. They're looking for actually, let's take it the other way. Let's say we have someone that's on Google and they're searching for information on how to market and sell an ebook. They just published an ebook. They're looking for a way to get more visibility for it, to market it, to sell it, right? And they go to Google, they type that phrase in, and they come up across these results. Now, first thing that they see is this shaded area here. And what is this area? Who gets it first? Let's see who jumps in. And what is this shaded area with the first two results here? What do you folks think here? Let's see. We've got Rich says those are the ads. Harry says paid placements. Tommy says keywords. All right. Well, these are the sponsored paid ads. Thanks, Jeff. And Rick says paid search as well. These are the sponsored paid ads, right? Paid ads here. Now, so what happens is, for the most part, most of us are conditioned to gloss past this area. And we go down to the organic listings because we want to see what Google organically is ranking. So we see two listings here, how to market and sell your ebook, and then we see this one here, Amazon.com, how to market and sell your ebook. Which one stands out the most? The first one or the second one? Just give me a 1 in the questions box or a 2. First one or the second one? Which one stands out the most? Right? And this system is awesome for being able to not only publish your own books, right, and generate leads and revenue from this, but also providing this as a service to people. Right? So I've got students that do well with both methods. So let's see. Rick says number 2. Janet says number 1. We've got BC says number 2. Tommy says number 2. Jeff, Edie says number 2. If you said number 2, the number 2s are flying in. Give yourself a pat on the back because you are absolutely right. Now tell me, why does this one stick out? There's probably about 6 or 7 reasons as to why it stands out. Rick just said it's got the 5-star reviews. So yes, absolutely, Rick. Why else? There's a few more reasons why this one stands out. Jeff says the same thing. It's got the 5-star reviews. Absolutely, Jeff. Thank you for chiming in. What else? Why else does this one stand out? Why else? The price, says Joe. $4.99, exactly. Right? You've got the blurb, says Rhonda. Yes, look, the excitement of the first few chapters builds an incredible momentum, a growing belief that you, dear writer, can actually do this. You also have, BC, I love that. BC says Amazon has instant credibility, right? Think about it. Whenever have you ordered something from Amazon and doubted that it's not going to come, right? It's similar to goal setting. We can go off on a tangent if we wanted to, but with goal setting, sometimes you set goals, you got to really believe that it's going to take place, just as you believe when you place an order with Amazon that you're going to receive it. There's never a doubt in your mind, right? All right. Janet says, is it going to take you to Amazon? Yes, it is actually, Janet. So when you click on this link, it takes you directly here. So that's the power. That's why using this method of, number 1, finding which marketplaces and which interests and which phrases people are searching for, using that Google Keyword Planner is crucial. And number 2, it's also crucial to use some of those same phrases in your ebook's title so that you can rank on Google just as you're seeing here. Right? Amazon is trusted, says Jeff. It has more info, says Rick. Yes, it says Amazon, says Bill. Right? Amazon is a sponsor, says Tommy. What else? You've got the 5 stars. You've got 47 reviews. What else, folks? It says in stock, right? All right. Thank you, Michelle, for that one. Okay. It says $4.99, right? And it's got the blurb. So it also has like these categories here, right? So you see that it's listed under the computers and internet and then web marketing category, right? Let's take a look at another listing here. So let's say you go over, you type in something like money, wealth, insurance. Look at what happens, right? This book is listed first and second position. First page, if anyone's familiar with Google SEO, or just search engine optimization, period, you'll realize how many people are familiar or even realize what the word or understand the word SEO. Not understand, but are familiar with the word SEO. So being able to get listed on the first page, not only the first page, but second position out of 5 million results, that's huge. That's something that normally would take time and a lot of money, right? But luckily for you, you're doing it this way. So here's another book, right? Out of 134 million, which is insane results, this book appears on the first page, but not only the first page, but first and second position, right? So it's driving a ton of traffic. Here's another one, right? First page, first and second position. Do you see that? Just for the phrase, how to retire free. Now, is that powerful or what? First page, prime real estate, says Jeff. Jeff knows about SEO. All right, Tommy says yes. Right, so that's why I love this. Again, going back to that same phrase. All right, going back to that same phrase of systems. This whole entire process is a system, as you'll see. Right, it's an entire system. So that's the first part of a system. So the first secret was use the Google Keyword Planner to find hot topics and create titles. So everyone has that, right? Let's move on to the next portion here. The next thing is, because titles are so crucial to your success and so crucial to how well your ebooks will sell on Amazon, I want to dig into titles a little bit more. So after months of testing, I found that simply adding the following elements to my titles can dramatically increase sales. And these are actually elements that I call my title enhancers. Let's take a look at these things here. Title enhancers are elements that you would add to your title that answer the questions that your ebook buyers, your prospects are asking themselves in their head. Right, so they help with these split-second decisions. Let's take a look at some of these things. So a title enhancer would be something like how to, right? And then it answers that question, how to do X, right? Quickest way to. So quickest way to achieve X or whatever it may be. Fastest way to achieve something. Or to figure something out, or to do something, to accomplish something. Easy ways to. What are easy ways to lose weight, right? Quick and easy ways to lose weight. Tips to, right? The world's best kept tips to losing weight. So let's take a look at how these title enhancers work by comparison. Let's say you have two ebook titles. You've got this one, How to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional, and then you've got Learn to Stain Your Deck Like a Professional. Which one do you think would stand out on Amazon for most? Right? How to stain your deck like a professional, or learn to stain your deck learn to stain your deck, not like a professional, but just learn to stain your deck. Number 1 or number 2? Put a 1 or a 2 in the questions box. And the same thing with this one, right? Number 1, 21 quickest ways to make money online, or number 2, the guide to making money on the web. Right? Same thing with this one. Put a number 1 or 2 into the questions box. Which one do you think would resonate with someone the most? Number 1, the fastest way to get your nursing degree, or number 2, Health Quad's nursing guide? Let's look and see what do we have coming in here. Let's see. So we've got all ones. Wow. So Jeff says 1, Joe says 1, Mary says 1, Jeanette says 1. All right. Ricky says 1. All right. Roger says 1. All right, so if you said 1, you are right. Rick Gill says 1 as well. All right, so title enhancers work because we always want to know how to do something. We want the quickest way to do something. We want the fastest way to do something. We want easy ways, and we want tips on how to do it. All right, so incorporate these things into your titles, and you'll see that they can dramatically increase your sales, your ebook sales. Here's another thing that I'm going to show you, right? So you can take your title enhancers, and then we go back to our Google Keyword Planner control panel, and we'll take something like the title enhancer how to, and then we'll take like the keyword that we're considering publishing an ebook around. In this case, it's garden, right? So now we'll mash them up. We've got how to garden. We hit search, and Google says for the phrase how to garden, there were 45.5 million, right, global monthly searches within the last 30 days. Now, let me ask you a question, folks. Knowing what you know, based off of what we've covered so far, 45.5 million, is that within our desired search criteria? Let's see who gets it first. Is that within our desired search criteria? No, says Jeff. No, says Joe. Yes, says Leonard. Michael says no. The other Jeff says no. Ricky says yes. Roger says no. Rich says yes. Harry says yes. Malcolm, no. Richard says yes. Rhonda says yes. We've got Joe Edwards says no. Jeanette Freeman says no, right? So no, if you said no, you're absolutely right, because we want to be between 10,000 to 100,000, right? Now, luckily for us, Google also gives us similar phrases that people are searching for. So let's scroll down. Let's look at some of these other phrases. So how to make a garden, right? Google says within the last 30 days, this phrase had 201,000 global monthly searches, right? How to design a garden. Google says for that phrase, there were 550 global monthly searches, so just over 500,000. It's a huge number, how to build a raised garden bed, right? For that phrase, how to build a raised garden bed, 12,100 searches within the last 30 days. How to plant a garden, right? That one had 301,000 searches within the last 30 days. Now, out of all of these, number 1, 2, 3, 4, which one, all right, makes the most sense? Which one would you go in and publish an ebook around? Because it just fits within our desired search criteria and for other reasons as well. 1, 2, 3, or 4. All right, we've got number 3, says someone. We've got number 3, says Jeanette. Number 3 says Richard. Number 3 says Jeff, Edie. I'm sorry, Jeff said number 4. We've got number 3 says Joe Edwards. Michael says number 3. So if you said number 3, you are 100% right on. All right, so number 3 is it. So not only does Jeff says meant number 3. Absolutely. Okay, in that case, Jeff, you're right, and so is Mary. Mary says number 3 as well. So here, the reason why number 3 works so well is for several reasons. Now, give me a few other reasons, folks. Why else does this work well? First reason, as we just covered, is it's within our desired search criteria, right? So we want to be between 10,000 and 100,000. This has 12,100 global monthly searches. The second reason is it has our title enhancer in it, right? How to. Give me another reason. Why else does this make just a perfect subject to write an ebook around and to publish to Amazon on? Well, look at the title, right? You can't get any better than that, right? So how to build, not only does it talk about how to build a garden bed, right? But look at this thing, how to build a raised garden bed. This is actually pretty perfect. How to build a raised garden bed, right? As BC says, it's a bit more specific. Jeff just says the same thing, pretty much more specific, right? We could also add on to this thing, right? So something like, how would you add on to this? So we said you could use this Amazon this Google Keyword Planner to cherry pick some awesome titles. And this is an awesome title. I actually should have kept this one to myself. Don't tell my wife that I'm giving away like literally gold mines like this, right? You'll mess up my happy home here. But how to build a raised garden bed. But how would we add on to this? How to build a raised garden bed in 24 hours, right? Oh, I like that, BC. He says how to build a raised garden bed in your city apartment. How else? What else? And I'm going to take a quick swig of water while you folks come up with some other subtitles. So we've got how to build a raised garden bed in 24 hours. How to build a raised garden bed in your city apartment, says BC. All right. Rhonda says how to build a raised garden bed that your neighbors will envy. I like that one, Rhonda. Oh, Leonard says how to build a raised garden bed for Japanese tomatoes. I like that too, Leonard. That's pretty cool. Here he says how to build a raised garden bed organically. All right, that's a good one, BC. Actually, I said that. I thought that was Harry. All right, so great. So you folks are getting it. Does everyone get this? All right, now let's move on. Now, secret number 2. 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you hate writing. Now, in my preferred order, there are 3 very simple ways to get content to sell. I've used all 3 of these, and all are very easy to do, even if you're a newbie to all of this. So the first is you get someone else to write it for you. Now, this is the option basically that I use the most. I have probably about 99% of my ebooks are ghostwritten, right? I hire someone else to write them. I've developed this system, there's that word again, where you can get quality stuff written for, about 125, 150 bucks. The best thing about it is you own the rights 100% free and clear. So you can do whatever it is that you want with this content once you pay for it, right? Once you pay your ghostwriter, you can resell it as long and as often as you want. Remember, you just have to publish it once. It's digital. You publish it to Amazon one time, and they sell it for you multiple times over and over and over again. I've got some ebooks where we've sold like 10,000 plus copies. I've uploaded it once, sold over 10,000 copies easily, all right? You can even put your own name on it when you outsource, or you can use a pen name, all right? I don't put any of my own books under my name. I use a pen name for everything, all right? Actually, in this program, I actually give you the 3 sites that you should use when you're looking to hire a ghostwriter. And I also give you the exact wording to use as well. The second option is you can speak it yourself then have it transcribed. So you can use like the speech recognition software programs out there like Dragon, Naturally Speaking. Every single PC out there has like a free transcription or speech recognition program on it as well. If you go into your search area and you type in speech recognition, it should pop up. If you, yes, for Macs, if you have a Mac, it's Siri, all right? That's your speech recognition program. And then there's a bunch of other ones out there. You can actually have it transcribed for fairly cheap. There's a lot of services that charge like a penny a word, right? The third option is, this is not my favorite, but you can write it yourself if you're a writer. My wife is a writer. She can crank out like an ebook in like 3 days. And she's got it, and that's a new income stream. That's a new income stream. Each ebook that you publish becomes a new income stream. Is that pretty cool or what? All right. So any questions on any of this stuff before we move on? Does everyone get this so far? All right. Everyone get this? How about if I show you one of the sites that I outsource my content creation to? Does anyone want to see that, or do you want to continue moving on? Let me know, and we'll go with whatever the majority says. Use the questions box there. All right. We've got some people saying yes, some people saying no. All right, let's see. We'll count them up. We'll see who. If we get more yeses than nos, then I'll show you. If we get more nos, okay, so we've got more yeses, it looks like. There's a lot of people that are on this thing chiming in, but it looks like the yeses are there. All right, so let's do this. I'll show you one of the sites that I love to use, right, when I'm outsourcing content. Let me see if I can get back into Chrome here really quickly. All right, so here's one of the sites here that I like to use. It's called Guru.com. As a matter of fact, I'm going to sign in really quickly here. And this whole entire outsourcing process is very simple. It's extremely simple. As a matter of fact, you'll see in just a moment how we do this. All right. All right. So now, and this works for both fact and fiction as well. So if you notice, right, I've got listings here for, I'm looking for someone to write a 25-page romance story. I'm looking for someone to write a 25-page mystery thriller story. You can go the other way around. I'm looking for someone to write a 25-page personal development story, day trading report. All right. Which one do you guys want to see? Which one should we open up and we take a look a little bit more detail at? Number one, number two, actually just put romance, mystery, personal development, or day trading in. All right. And let's see what is coming back here. We've got, yeah, Joe, personal development, right? So here we go. Let's jump right in. Oh, we've got a few people that are interested in seeing personal development. All right, so let's jump into it. Personal development here. All right, so now take a look at how we structure these bad boys. Let's look at the first thing. Let's look at the bids that have come back, right? So we got the one person saying I'll do it for $350. I wouldn't entertain that. I wouldn't entertain this. $250. We've got other people that are bidding at, you know, $200, $100. This is someone that I would probably go in and entertain. $100 here, right? So you'll get a variety of different bid levels that come in. Don't let the higher ones scare you. I stay within my budget and I stick to it. So like I said, I don't pay more than $150 to get an ebook created. Now, the beautiful thing about that is you pay $150 and it just returns money back to you month after month after month. As a matter of fact, your ebooks have the potential to sell 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. All right. I've been doing this forever, and I'm still blown away by the fact that I can easily, right, make $500, $600, $700, $1,000 overnight while I'm sleeping just for my ebook sales, right? Because think about it. While it's one time zone where you're at, right, it may be the middle of the night, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning where you're at, but it's the middle of the day for someone else on another part of the planet. And they're up and they're actively buying ebooks, right? So that's a beautiful thing to wake up and see that you've made $500, $600, $700 while you were sleeping or while you were on vacation. Or, you know, we went to Thailand a couple months ago, and we have 4 children. So we've got a pretty big family. So my wife and I, we've got 2 daughters, 2 sons. We flew our entire family to Thailand. We flew over to China first, then we flew into Bangkok, and then we flew into Chiang Mai, and then we flew over to Phuket. We stayed about 10 days at each place. We stayed out there for about a month. And that entire month, it was beautiful because I made about $42,000 that month just off of my Amazon ebook sales. Now, full disclaimer, will you make that much? No, not just starting out the gate, right? But it's just beautiful to know that you can go away on vacation, and while you're away, you're making money, right? Is that a beautiful thing or what, right? Okay, so now let's move on. So you see some of the listings here. Here's the actual posting here. Do you want to see the posting? So I'm going to breeze through this. I say I'm looking to hire someone to write a 25-page report. I list these countries: the U.S., U.K., Australia, Canada, South Africa, Jamaica, or Puerto Rico. Why do I list those countries, right? And then I say I'm only looking for unique content. Here's the font type and things like that I tell people that it should be in, and that's that. You list it and you start getting bids. So why do I tell people I'm looking for writers that are in the U.S., the U.K., Puerto Rico, Australia, and things like that? Why do I say that? Right? It's because they're English speaking, right, Jeanette? Absolutely. All right? Saves time and money and communication issues. Absolutely, BC. The worst thing you want is someone who doesn't speak the language, right? And these books are being written in English for the most part, all right? I do then go in, and here's a tip for you. And this is not included in this presentation, but I'm going to throw it out there to you. So once I get an ebook that starts to sell really well, I'll then go in and have it translated into Spanish, because Spanish is the second largest, right, spoken language in the world, and right, it's the second largest language that books are sold in. So once I get one that sells well, I then go in and have it translated into Spanish, and it's just another revenue stream. Every single book in every format is another revenue stream. Multiple streams of income, baby. All right. Great idea, says BC. Thank you. I'm glad you saw the power in that. All right. So secret number 2 was how to go in and get your content created, right? You can outsource it. You can speak it and then have it transcribed, or you can write it yourself. Secret number 3, I'm going to show you how to go in and publish and launch these books quickly. This literally takes about 5 minutes to both create your Kindle Publishers account as well as add ebooks to it. Amazon has made this entire process super easy, right? And the reason why they've made it easy, because they want you to make money. Why do you think they want you to make money? And this one is pretty obvious. But why do you think they want you to make money? And here's a question that someone had asked. Someone asked, what percentage do you get? Well, with Amazon, they pay you 70% of the royalties. So 70% of a book sales. As long as you price your ebooks between $2.99 and $9.99, they'll pay you 70%. So let's say you have an ebook that's priced at $9.99. You'll keep $7, Amazon will keep $3, right? So why have they made this system easy? They've made it easy because they want you to make money. Well, why do they want you to make money? Well, as Joe Edwards and Jeanette and everyone else is saying, they make money as well when you make money, okay? So they've made it really simple. The beautiful thing about this is, as you saw with some of my students, you can literally be from any country, right, on the earth. You can be from Spain, Australia, Italy, France, Greece. You can be from the U.S., obviously, the UK, Canada. I said Australia, I think, Mexico. I've got students that are actually in Russia as well, right? So you can be anywhere and do this. It literally takes a few minutes. Once your book is published, voila, there it is. It's now available on Amazon. People can go in and purchase it, all right? And you start to generate revenue. This, my friends, is an awesome feeling. Everyone that I share this system with, they reiterate the same thing. And most importantly, my students that get started with this and start to generate income, they love the fact that, I mean, they still could be working at their job and they're making more money from their job than they are, they're making more money with publishing ebooks than they are with their job, right? Or for me, it's a beautiful thing to, like I said, we have 4 children, so to be able to go on a field trip with my 9-year-old daughter, Summer, and be not only one of a few parents that are on the field trip because it's midday and most people have to work their 9 to 5s, right? But to be one of the only dads that are on a field trip, like that is priceless. That's priceless. And it's more valuable than the money because you're creating the experience, the memories, right? It's just like I said, I was able to buy my mom a house and paid cash for it using this system. That's more valuable than the money, right? So this is a system where once published, you can crank up the sales, right? By repeating the process. So once you get going, don't just publish one book, right? Publish multiple books. You publish more ebooks. You can publish sequels, right? You can go in, you can tweak elements of your existing books, things like the descriptions, the titles, the covers, the price points, right? And test all of those different elements. As a matter of fact, in this program, I tell you what works best and what you should do immediately, right? So now let's review. Here's what we've covered today. Secret number 1, how to come up with a best-selling book idea in 3 minutes or less, even if you've never done anything like this before, right? Secret number 2, I gave you 3 ways to get your ebooks created super fast, even if you hate writing. And then secret number 3, I showed you how to publish and launch your Kindle ebooks quickly and easily so that you can start making sales, right? So now, is anyone starting to feel excited about this thing? Right? Like I said, I still get excited. I've been doing this for years, and I still get excited by, number 1, of course, when I see my royalty checks deposited into my account. And then when I wake up in the morning, first thing I do is I go in and I check my sales, and it's awesome to see how much money I made, not for the day, but for the morning as I have been sleeping. That's a cool thing, right? You wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and you see that you've made a great deal of money. You've made more money while you're sleeping than most people make while they're awake. All right, so this is an awesome feeling. Now, another reason why, all right, Jeff says cute. Thank you, Jeff. Another reason why I get excited is because not only am I seeing a ton of success with this, but so are my students, right? So here's, again, Brian, one of my top students. He says, you know, he's making $5,000 a month using the system, and his goal is to get to the $10,000 a month level. Here's another one of my students, Tracy Voyster, on the West Coast. She just started with this thing 48 hours ago. She sent me a text message and says, Ty, I've already sold 5 copies this week in a matter of 2 days. Here's another one of my students, Darren DeVry, 66 years old. He's in Perth, Australia. He sent me this Skype message, right? Because I like to keep in contact with my students just as I will once you come on board. And he says, Ty, I'm now doing $20,000 per month in sales, all right, with the system. Beautiful thing. Now, let me ask you, how many ebooks would you need? So using the system that I've created where we talk about how to go and research the proper markets, how to title your ebooks for maximum sales, how to write out your descriptions, your price points, and how to outsource all of this, right? On average, I find that each ebook can generate about $500 a month in sales and can pull in about 167 potential leads a month. And those leads you can do some amazing things with, right? You can go in and upsell them into some of the products and services that you may have. You might be someone who has a service-based business. You can, right, like I said, funnel those leads into that business. You can even sell these leads, right, to other businesses if you know chiropractors or dentists or lawyers, right? Or just anyone who has a brick and mortar business. You can go in and publish ebooks that are based around those subject matters, siphon leads from those people because they're hot, right? Someone who's buying a book on how to buy a house is someone that's hot. Think about it. And now you have those leads, you funnel them off to a real estate agent. I've got students that are making tens of thousands of dollars just doing that, just selling the leads every month, right? In addition to what they're making by publishing ebooks. Now imagine having 5, 10, or 20 ebooks all bringing in monthly income. Wouldn't that be awesome? Right? This is a system where you do the work once, your ebook sell for months and years to come. It's residual income that pays you over and over and over again. So what makes this different is that it consistently grows, as you saw. I went from $2,000, $2,200 when I first got started, and then the next month $2,800, and then the next month $4,400, and then the next month $8,400, and now to the point where I'm consistently seeing 30,000 plus months every single month, right? And in addition to that, also generating a significant amount of leads that I can then go in and sell additional products and things to and make even more money, all right? So we've been pretty transparent. You guys have been really active, really engaged. I want to ask you a question here. How much money do you need to make a difference in your life? Put this in the questions box. I'm not going to yell out any names or anything like that, but I'm just curious. How much extra money would you need to make a difference in your life right now? Is it an extra 500 bucks, an extra 5,000, an extra 1,000, 2,000? Let's see, what do we have? Jamie says an extra 1,000. Actually, I just said I wasn't going to call out names, right? So someone else says 4,000. Someone says 25,000 a month. Someone says 5,000. Right? BC says, sorry if I missed this, but does Amazon give you the contact info for the purchases? No, they don't, but I show you how to generate that contact info so you can generate these leads, BC. Great question. All right? Someone else says 10,000, 3,000. All right? Another person says 5, 7. We've got 2,000, 1,000, 500. Okay, awesome. Thank you for being totally honest here, okay? So now, how could something like this change your life? Like I said, we're constantly traveling, right? And I've got a big family, so it's not like it's just me or my wife. It's easy travel, right? We're traveling with the entire family. Sometimes we'll bring my mom, and then we'll bring my mother-in-law as well. We just got back from Disney a month before last. We went down there for 10 days. We're always in San Diego, always in Vegas. We've done London and the UK about 4 times. So we're always all over the place, and Amazon pays for that lifestyle, right? So would you use this money to go in and travel? Would you use it to put towards your kid's future? Use it to pay off your mortgage, buy a house, buy your dream car? Like I said, I don't believe in debt, right? Personal debt, unless it's debt that's going to be good debt that makes you even more money, but credit card debt and things like that, and I don't believe in that stuff. Travel the globe, donate to charities, right? As Corey mentioned at the beginning of his thing, I have sickle cell anemia. So one of the things that I'm most proud of is being able to consistently donate to the National Sickle Cell Anemia Association and, right, St. Jude's, where I consistently, St. Jude's is a cancer center for children with not only cancer but other ailments as well. So I consistently donate there as well. All right. Okay. So that is just, those are just some of the many things that you could do with this thing. All right. Jeff says great charity. Absolutely. All right. Jeff says also multiple streams on autopilot will change my life. It definitely will. It's a life changer for real, Jeff. So now let me ask you a question here. For the past hour, would you agree it's been time well spent? Would you agree it's been time well spent? All right? All right. Now, give me a big yes or no. For the past hour, obviously we can't cover everything you need in a 90-minute presentation. All right? But, right, as always, we know that there's always the ability to get more. So I've created a special offer so that you can get to actually access everything that you need to be super successful with this entire process, right? And if you act fast, I'm actually going to give you a very special deal. Now, is it okay if I help you and share, right? Give me a big yes if it's okay if I help you. The yeses are coming in. Yes, 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 yes. All right, so one of the things that I realize is that old habits die hard. Sometimes we go to events, we go to seminars, we listen to personal development material, we watch webinars, we're excited for the moment, and then what happens is if we don't have someone near to hold our hand, we don't take action, right? So I don't want that to happen with you. I know that this is a system that can change lives. It's changed not only my life, but like I said, thousands and thousands of other lives as well. So you'll be thrilled to know that I have a program. It's a home study program where you get to access this entire program online, and it's called the Kindle Cashflow 2.0 system. This is not my $20,000 program, right, where I do the work for you. You come into my office, we do the work for you, and you pay 20 grand for this. This is, as I said, it's an online program where you get to follow my steps. You literally get to look over my shoulder. You're watching my screen. You get to see what I do, why I do it, and the results that I get as, you know, as a consequence of me doing these things. So you'll see the entire system here. Now what you'll get in this thing is you'll get the setup, which is a $997 value. This covers setting up your account. I show you how to get started quickly, and what not to do so that you don't waste time, right? You also get the Kindling for Profits module. This is a $1,497 value. This covers finding the right niche and readers, niches that sell, and readers that buy, right? You also get the Buyer Magnet module, which is a $2,997 value, right? And this one covers the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. We talk about covers, price points, descriptions, and everything else in this module, right? You'll also get the KDP Cash Extraction module, which is a $3,500 value, right? This covers the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will, all right? So in this module, right, you get everything. So you get everything else that we haven't talked about here, right? You get everything else. Now, combined, this is a total value of $8,991. So $8,991 here. So now, I've got some extra fast action bonuses as well for the first 10 people that jump on, right? Now, take a look at these. The first fast action bonus is what's called the Google Kindle Crunch. Now, this is a separate module here. And in this module, I show you how to go in and get your ebooks listed on Google. Not only get them listed on Google, but get them listed in the first, second page, as well as really high in the listings. All right, so this is a $1,997 value, again, available for just the first 10 people to get in. Another fast action bonus that I have is what's known as the Money Multiplicity bonus, and this covers how to publish the same content. So now you're going to expand your horizons here. In this module, you'll learn how to take the same content that you'll be publishing to Amazon and publish it to the Barnes & Noble's Nook Press platform, as well as Apple's iBooks, all right? So now you'll get those modules, and then you'll also get the special fast action bonus where you'll also get access to your own virtual assistant. So you're going to get someone that can help you out for 40 hours. And because this actually costs me money, right, this is a real $600 value. It's limited to the first 10 people that get in. But you can actually have someone help you for 40 hours with things like researching topics, coming up with title ideas, writing out your descriptions, communicating with your writer, or anything else that you can think of working, including working on some of your other businesses. Right, so you also get access to our private Facebook group. As I said, there's about 1,000 people. This is a closed door, customer only, student only Facebook group. Right, this is our support system here. You get to ask questions, you get to get updates. I'm constantly updating this thing. You get to share ideas, you get to brainstorm, and you get to get help. So you're never left alone. Right? Now, if you got to the point where, like my student there in Dubai, you're making $20,000 a month, would it make sense to pay $5,000 for something like this? And then every sale after that is pure profit, right? Pure profit. All right, so now, remember, only the first 10 people will get all of the fast action bonuses. So when I give you the URL, type them in fast. Now, you're not going to pay $5,000 for this, obviously, right? So now, here's the thing. With everything that you get coupled with the earnings potential, you can see why this program would be a good deal at $5,000, even if you had to pay that much, right? Because generally, that's what it sells for, $4,997. But because you're part of this special webinar training, you're going to get a special deal. You can get started right now for just $997 if you are one of the first 10 people. All right, you'll also get all of those bonuses. After that, after the $997, the price shoots up to, it doesn't shoot up to $49.97, but it does go up to $19.97. Okay, so you're going to save $1,000 right now if you're one of the first 10 people. So you can get in by going to 30dayprofits.com, and I will also post that URL into the questions box so that you can go in and click onto it. Right, so you can go in and get in by visiting 30dayprofits.com. Now, here's the thing. I want you to do me a favor. Put in "I'm in" once you go in and place your order. The reason why is, okay, I want to make sure that this is limited to just the first 10 people. And what I mean by this, I mean the bonuses, all of the bonuses and the special $997 pricing. Because after that, it goes back up to $19.97. all right? Which is still a great deal because we sell this thing at $49.97. But if you want to save that extra $1,000, you want to get in right now and be one of the first 10. So put your name into the questions box once you get in, so we'll know who has come first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc. All right. So the URL is 30dayprofits.com. Now, you can use your Visa, your MasterCard, your American Express, your Discover card. If you have no money, PayPal has a great, all right, option where you can actually buy now and pay later. Unfortunately, this option, the credit option, is only available for folks within the U.S., but it's still a good way to get started. You can use the system, make some money, and then pay it back, right? All right, so now, if you're using that PayPal credit option, you can go in, right? You'll go in, place the order, then you want to change it here to where it says PayPal credit, right? This is actually on the PayPal site. So once you go to 30-Day Profits, you select the PayPal button, and then once you're in PayPal, you're going to change what says payment method to PayPal credit. All right, so change it from, if you have a bank account or credit card connected, just change it to PayPal credit. If you want to use the PayPal credit option, right? If not, you can go and use your Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or your regular PayPal credit, PayPal option account. Now, here's a testimonial that I got from one of my students, Stan DeVry. He says, Ty, this has been my best month so far with 258 sales to date with only 3 titles. I'm very happy with the progress considering my circumstances. I went through bankruptcy and a recession, and I just wanted to say thank you again. I can see the end of a tunnel, right? I sent him an email asking if I could use this as part of my testimonial collection, and he sent me an email back the next day. He says, Ty, I'm now up to 336 sales as we speak. Now imagine he's selling his ebooks for $10, right? And he sold 336 sales in a week. I'm happy with that. I was hoping for 200 sales this month, so really happy. I'm going to try for 1,000 sales a month starting next month. All right, so he's shooting for that $10,000 a month residual. So here's where he is at now. As I said, we were just having a Skype conversation. He says he's now at $22,000 to be exact per month in sales. All right, now if all this did was to finally allow you to generate a consistent hands-free passive income stream every month, would it be worth it? Think about that. Would it be worth it? Here's another question to ask yourself. If all this did was to give you a kick in the butt to finally get you moving and making money, would it be worth it? All right? Would it be worth it? Think about this. This was the thing for me. Like I said, I had shiny object syndrome. I was all over the place, and it wasn't until I buckled down and I got with this program and started to do business with Amazon, a real business, did I start to make real money. Now, if all this did was give you 2 to 3 ebooks that each brought in $500 per month to pay a bill or to simply save, would it be worth it? Right? Think about that. Right? So now, this comes with an entire 100% risk-free guarantee, so you have nothing to lose at all. All right? Again, we've got Michael that says I'm in. We've got Rhonda that says I'm in. Let me just make a note here, and let me see. Michael was number 1. Rhonda's number 2. So once you're in, put your name in and let me know where you're at once you have your order in. Again, that URL is 30dayprofits.com. This is the entire system that you'll get access to. All right, 30dayprofits.com. Okay, and here's everything that you get. You'll get the setup, right? You'll get the Kindling for Profits module. You get the Biomagnet module. You get the KDP cash extraction module. So you get everything that you see here, okay, with this entire program. And then you will also get, right, these extra bonuses if you're one of the first 10 to get in. So you'll get the Google Kindle Crunch, which covers getting your ebook listed in Google. And this is actually where 30% of my sales come from. So if I do 30,000 a month, 10,000 will come from being able to properly list my books in Google, right? Or on Google, I should say. Right? So that I get that extra visibility. All right? So once you're in, type in I'm in. Okay? We've got Jeff. Jeff says I am in. So Jeff is number 3. We've got Ricky, who said I was in while I was talking. Ricky's number 4. Good to have you in. Here's another bonus that you're going to get. So all of you folks that are in already, you're going to get all of these bonuses. You'll also get the Money Multiplicity bonus. This covers how to publish the same content to the Barnes & Noble's Nook Press platform and the Apple's iBooks outdoor platform as well, all right? Tripling your book's exposure. You'll also get, this is one that I'm really proud of because a lot of my students get a lot of value out of this. So you'll also get your own virtual assistant, right? So you'll get a fast action bonus extra, and that is your own virtual assistant for 40 hours. This is someone that can help you with anything online that you're doing, including working on this system or any of the other businesses that you're operating right now. Get in by visiting 30dayprofits.com. We're almost halfway out, right, of these bonuses. You'll get access to a private Facebook group where you get to ask questions, you get to get updates, you get to share ideas, you get to brainstorm, and you get to get help, okay? You get to get help as well. So that's the website address, 30dayprofits.com. Normally, this bad boy sells for $5,000, right? You are getting a steal. $4,997 is what the general public pays for this typically, but because you're watching this event, you're going to get in at $997 only if you are one of the first 10. All right, now if you're not the first 10, you're going to see where on the order page it flips to $1,997. So you're saving $1,000 by getting in right now live on this presentation, right? You can use your Visa, your MasterCard, your American Express, your Discover, and if you don't have any money, like I said, you can use the PayPal credit option and get access to the entire program with no payments, no interest for, okay, 6 months just by visiting 30dayprofits.com, all right? Put your name into the questions box. We've got orders that are coming in. Okay, Joe Edwards, there you go. Joe says, I'm in. So, Joe, you are number 5. Let me put that in there, all right? We have number 6, which is Rich Michaels. Rich, good to have you on board. Smart decision, Rich. All right. We have, let's see, who else do we have here? Well, you know what? Let me continue. I'm gonna continue to put your. We've got more names that are coming in, so put your name in, and then let me just continue here, and then I'll get back to everyone else that's in as well. So if you're gonna use that PayPal option, make sure you change your payment method to change. Okay, I'm sorry, hit change and then change it to let's see, PayPal credit up here, because usually by default it's set to bank account or credit card. All right. Now you don't have to change that if you actually do want to use one of these methods, but if you want to use that PayPal credit option, change it. All right. Here's the other thing. If you're on the fence right now and you need to break this up into 2 payments, you can do so by going to yourkindlekit.com, and you can make 2 payments of $549. Now this is going to cost you a little bit more, right? But it'll be 1 payment of $549 right now, and then 1 payment of $549 30 days from now. You cannot use the PayPal option with this, with the 2 payment option, right? This is only if you're using a credit card, right? If you want to use PayPal, you have to pay the $997 1 payment. But if you want to break it down into 2 payments, you can use a credit card and visit yourkindlekit.com. All right. So let's see, who else do we have in here? We've got David Stubbs is in. Says I'm in. David, we got you at number 7. So let me just write that down. All right. And again, I'm making a list of who's in because this gets cut off at 10, and then the price goes up to $19.97, and you lose out on all of those bonuses. So we've got George Nassar. George, tell me if I pronounced that right. Hopefully, George is number 8. So we've got George. Let me just write that down there. And so we have 2 more slots left. All right, 2 more slots left. Be fast, folks. If you want to get in, be fast. What's the URL for the, let's see, BC says I'm in. What's the URL here? It's yourkindlekit.com. I'll type it in for you. All right. And type in your questions, folks. If you have any questions, and I'll cover them. All right, so if you have any questions, folks, just type in your questions, and I will cover them. So let's see here. BC, I just sent you that there. All right, so if you want to make the 2 payments there, you can go to 30day, yourkindlekit.com. If you want to make one payment, you can go to 30dayprofits.com. Okay. To make 2 payments of $549. Boom. yourkindlekit.com. All right. So BC, I just put it in the chat box also. How long is the Facebook site available? It's our private group for students, Joe. So it's always open. It's always available. All right. Right. So there you go. Now, questions. At this point, I had 2 choices, right? The first was to, you've got 2 choices. I'm sorry, I have 2 choices. It's been a long day, folks. I've been up since about 4 o'clock this morning. First option, do nothing and not take this leap of faith, right? That's your first option. Your second option is to pony up the small, tiny investment today compared to all of the value that you'll get in return, and just give it a shot, all right? So here's my 3-part crazy guarantee. There's 3 parts to this guarantee. Take a look at this. The first is research. If you can't find a hot topic to create your first ebook around, I will personally help you to get started. Okay? All right? So that's the first part to my 3-part crazy guarantee. The second part to my 3-part crazy guarantee is I had to be nuts when I put this together, right? But I want you to succeed. It's not about the money for me. I don't need the money. I'll take the money. I'm not, I'm not silly, but I don't need the money. I want to make sure that you do well. If you can't find someone to write your ebook for you, I will give you access to one of my best writers who will write your first ebook for under $150. All right, so that's part 2 of my 3-part crazy guarantee. Part 3 of this guarantee is sales. If after 60 days you're not making at least $500 per ebook, I will have one of my top coaches jump on a call with you to help kickstart your sales. All right? Think about that, folks. We had 2 slots left when I last checked. All right? Let's see. Mary says, I'm trying to pay by PayPal credit, however, it's not going through even though I have the credit amount. I'm going to try again. Okay, Mary, do that. Mary, also type in your phone number for me, because if you have any issues, try it again, but if you have any issues, then I'll give you a call after the webinar. So type your telephone number in as well as your email address, okay? All right? But go ahead and try again, because I want you to actually get into this thing, Mary. Thank you for that heads up. And anyone else, if you have any issues with getting your order in, do the same thing, all right? Give me your email address as well as your phone number, and I will have someone give you a call after the webinar. All right, so maybe I have your info right there. Thank you. And like I was saying, hold on. I haven't checked to see how many more slots we have left, so I do want you to go in and get in. If you're on the fence, jump in right now, all right, because the last time I checked, we had just 2 slots left, right, out of a 10. So you folks have, this is an audience that sees the opportunity and they immediately jumped on it, all right? You're not like these folks that usually they hem and haw and they're playing around and they're indecisive and they don't know what they want to do even after they see an opportunity that they know is great, that they know is a no-brainer, right? That's one of the true qualifying traits of success, being able to make instant decisions without having to mule over it too much. Right? So being able to, if you look at some of the world's most successful people, we were talking about this earlier today. I was talking about it with Corey and Ira earlier. One of the number 1 traits of successful people, highly successful people, is the ability to think and make decisions quickly. Right? They're not indecisive people. You don't see them wavering back and forth. I think I'll do it. Oh, maybe I won't. They're not people that lack confidence in their decision making. All right? They recognize the opportunity, they move forward with it. And you have nothing to lose, folks. This has a ironclad 60-day, no questions asked, 100% money back guarantee. If you ever have a problem, you can reach out to our support desk at support@kindlecashflow.com, right? And you can get started right now by going to 30dayprofits.com 30dayprofits.com. All right, looks like we have Malcolm is in as well. So Malcolm, welcome aboard. Good to have you. Good to have you here, Malcolm. We've got one more slot left. We've got Malcolm in. So if you're on the fence, go ahead and get in right now. We've got one slot left. And with that, I am going to come to a close on this bad boy here. I don't know if Corey and Ira, if you're still there. If you are, you guys can chime in.
Still here. Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
No, this is fabulous. And here, I just want to say this real quick, too. So while I was in Paris, I was staying at I was staying at this place. It's overlooking Sacré-Cœur, which is like this amazing basilica there. It's probably one of the most visited places in all of Paris, besides the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre. And I saw this book. I picked it up. It was like, we usually use Airbnb in the places we stay, and I picked up this book, and it was Ian Fleming's For Your Eyes Only. And I read it, and I couldn't put it down. And then, and Ian Fleming is famous for writing the Bond movies. And
right.
So, yeah. And so then I went and searched on the internet, and I like bought a whole bunch of his other books for the plane rides I was on. And you know what's funny is like these books were written in the 60s. So here it was, you know, he wrote these books back in the, and I don't even think he's alive anymore, but what's crazy is his family is still making money on these purchases, on these books that were written like 60 years ago almost, right? Isn't that insane?
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's so cool. So this like blew my mind, because I'm sitting here thinking, I was like, wow, I mean, that if you cranked on this and you really dug into this and made that happen, like that could be you. Obviously, you're not Ian Fleming. However, you know, if you can carve out a piece of that, I think that's really cool. And how cool would it be to have like a, you know, something you could even pass on to your children, right, after all is said and done. So you know, I think this is really rad. It's a phenomenal offer. Right now, I'm in the works of publishing another book, so I'm thinking of like how, you know, I took tons of notes because I'm going to use a lot of these practices in that. Plus, you know, I'm thinking how I can like build these other mini books, ebooks, into like driving traffic to the book. And the book I'm writing is out of the marketing space, but I think it's really awesome and it's going to get a lot of headway. And so this just gets me really excited. And that's why I wanted to have Ty come and talk to everybody, because I realize the huge potential on this for everybody. And above that, I mean, just think what you can do with your own business when it comes to maybe making, I don't know, 5 to 10 or more little ebooks on different topics that you could use to drive traffic to your own business, right? So make money on the ebooks, but also use it to even drive clients, which I think is for some of you guys like even the bigger play, right? So that's pretty rad. So yeah, no, Ty, great job, and I think this is an amazing offer and something that people should definitely jump on and learn to perfect and use it as a way to drive traffic or generate more revenue in a different way, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we've got a lot of smart people that have jumped on. A lot of, you know, you don't even have to be smart with this thing, right? We've got folks that are just, it's a system. Again, we talked about systems, and it's paint by numbers easy. So as long as you can just follow along, right? Like literally follow along on your screen and watch what I do, then you can do well with this thing. I've got I didn't talk about this on this presentation, but my daughter Maya started with this when she was 13, right? 13 years old. She's a ferocious reader. She loves reading, and you know, she would buy all of these mystery thriller books. And it got to the point where I'm like, you're spending so much money on mystery thrillers, why don't you start publishing some? You're like the expert, right? So she did that. She took this course with no help from me, because that was my test as well. I wanted to make sure that I put this thing together to the point where someone who has no experience can actually take it, follow along, and get results. So I kind of used her as a guinea pig as well. 13 years old, I'm saying if she can do it, anyone can do it, right? She's now consistently generating about $5,000 a month, and she's done that for the last 18 months or so, just under 2 years now. And now she doesn't know how much she's making, right? Because I kind of, we're stacking that money away for her college savings and everything else. But She's rocking and rolling. So listen, if Maya can do this, starting at 13, get it to the point where she's generating $5,000 a month, anyone can do this. Anyone can do this. So as a matter of fact, let me show you what you should be doing next here. And the next thing is, well, after you visit 30 Day Profits, this is the URL here, 30dayprofits.com. You're going to see two options. You can use your Visa, your MasterCard, your American Express, your Discover here, or if you want to pay using traditional PayPal funds that you might have sitting in your account, or if you have a bank account or credit card attached to PayPal, or if you just simply feel more secure using PayPal, you can use that option. That's fine. The other option is if you want to use their buy now, pay later option, right, where you get to access this program payment and interest free for 6 months. You can use that PayPal credit option. Now, unfortunately, this is only available if you are located in the U.S., all right? Now, you're going to get everything that's here, okay? You're going to get it at the $9.97, provided you're the next. I think we had one slot, so if you're like the next. Hey, you know what, Corey, let's do this. I know we had, let's do this. How about we open it up, and because we just have one slot left, how about we set it at 15 people? We make 6 more slots available because I know we're going to have a replay on this thing. That way, it's a little bit fair for everyone else to get in as well.
Yeah, no, I'm down with that. We could do that.
Okay, cool. All right, so here's everything that you'll get. Just really quickly, we'll wrap this bad boy up, and you'll get the setup, which is the $997 value. This covers setting up your account, how to get started quickly, what not to do so that you don't waste time or anything like that, or money, right? You'll also get the Kindling for Profits module, which is a $1,497 value. This covers finding the right niche and readers, and this is that sell and readers that buy. You'll also get the Buyer Magnet module, which is a $2,997 value. This covers the critical must-have elements that will make your ebook sell. We talk about things like covers and descriptions and price points and reviews. You'll also get this mega module, which is the KDP Cash Extraction module, a $3,500 value, and in this module I talk about the secret ways to use the Kindle Direct Publishing platform to make more money than most people ever will. The cool thing about this is, and because we would be going on for forever and ever, I didn't get a chance to talk about all of the other ways that you can make money with this thing. Not only are you publishing your ebooks to Amazon, but I also show you in this course how to sell this as a service to other people. Like I said, you can go in and find professionals that are in your town, doctors, lawyers, chiropractors, carpenters, painters, right, who know that they need a book, who know that they can use this book as their calling card, right, as their business card, as their piece that positions them as the ultimate authority. And people pay big money for this, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for you to do it for them. So, Corey, I felt something was brewing. I smell a good idea or comment coming from you.
Yeah, see, here's the interesting thing about life. Like, there's no end to like great ideas, but there is only such thing as execution and action. And this thing is so critical that you take action on it, because I mean, I want to tell you real quick, you know, a little story about like the first book that we ever wrote here at Mojo, and this was like what, 6 years ago, and I'm looking at it right now. It's on my shelf. It's called Zero to Hero. It's in 90 days or less. And not only that, but our next book after that, Got Mojo. Between those two books, I would say, because we sent them to each of our prospective clients, and this is just another thing you can do with it, right, beyond just using it as a revenue source. But literally, I would say that those two books in the first 3 years probably helped us bring on board over $1 million in clients, just because of the status that comes with being a published author, right? And so that's the kind of the same thing that can come for you as well, and that's just on top of using it as an additional revenue stream. So you know, and there's tons of different ideas and things you could do for it, but that's one of the things that we actually do for our business. We definitely use it for a revenue stream, but also just to really get high net worth clients and get them understanding who we are, hearing our story, and learning from our content and getting prepared to buy, basically. So yeah, no, this is some really good stuff. You know, and Ty, thanks for coming on. I know you've been up since for a long time, and typically it was, we planned this out a couple months ago, really. So and I knew I was going to be gone for my honeymoon, but this was the first thing I wanted to show to you guys once I got back. So thanks for coming on and showing people all about the wonder that can happen from partnering with Amazon.
Absolutely, absolutely. And folks, Corey's been all over the place. Like he mentioned Italy, I think it was, and then Paris, and you were in Greece and Barcelona, and like this is part of that freedom lifestyle. I think the most important thing for us is the ability. About 2 years ago, right? I was working really hard, and I got to a point where I said, you know what? I'm making a ton of money, but I'm getting burnt out. And there was no enjoyment in it, right? There's no enjoyment in just having a lot of money, but not really enjoying it. So I said, I had to set like the criteria for my life, right? So my core key values, and those three things were to work when I want to work, to only work on the projects that I want to work on, because I started to spread myself thin with like mobile app development companies, and I started investing in real estate recently, which I still do. I love that, and other things. But I said, you know what? I'm only going to work when I want to work. I'm only going to work on the projects that I want to work on that bring me joy, and I'm only going to work with people that I want to work with, like Corey and Ira, and then the 15 people that will become a part of his program. We could have easily said, okay, it's wide open. We can take 50, 100 people. That's not where I'm at right now, right? I think life should be about enjoying it, enjoying the freedom, and then having money that allows you to continue to enjoy that freedom and not worry about what's next. And with this system, you get to get that. So, hey, this was fun. I appreciate you guys inviting me. We've got a lot of great people that are on board. I can't wait to see everyone. Come by the Facebook group, introduce yourself, say hi, so we can get to know each other, and then don't be shy. Mary, I know that you had a problem. I just want to make sure that Mary's all set here really quickly before we leave out. Mary, were you ever able to get in? All right, but okay. BC says my computer is locked up. Just sent you an email. All right. All right. So Mary, you were not able to get in. Okay. So I'll have someone to give you a call, and you should be able to get in. So Mary's going to be number 11 because I just had Richard Murphy who said that he was in. So Richard Murphy was actually number 10. All right. Mary, you're number 11. So if you're watching the replay here, you've got 4 more slots left to get in. All right. So there we go. All right. So with that said, I want to thank you guys. Here's Linda Allen, actually, really quickly here. She's part of our Facebook group. She's actually a student here. And Linda, here's one of the beautiful things about this program, right, because it's a passive recurring income stream. Linda actually had a health scare not too long ago where she had to quit working. And she says, you know what, thank God for that, because my Kindle revenue continued to come in, right? Even 3 months after she had stopped publishing ebooks, it continued to come in. So she says, I'm so happy about this group. I'm in another group, not Kindle, and if I have questions, I can get answers, and it's a great group. I've been writing Kindle books for about a year now. I got Ty's program, and I'm so glad I did. I made several $1,000s with it, and that's after stopping writing after several months. So imagine that. You stop working, right, for several months at your 9 to 5, your traditional job. Would you continue to get paid? Not at all. But she wasn't able to work, and she had stopped publishing ebooks for months, and the income continued to come in, thousands of dollars. So that's a beautiful thing. That's what it's about, folks. Right, so you can get in now at 30dayprofits.com, and I will leave it on this last slide here so that you have everything that you need to get in. If you're on the fence, write down both of these URLs right now. If you need to talk it over with a spouse, a significant, a business partner, write down these URLs so you can go back in later on within the next hour. I advise you to do this, because those 4 slots, as you saw, we've reached 11 slots quickly. The other 4 will go just as quick. And if you're watching a replay of this thing, and if you get to these pages and it says sold out, there's nothing that we can do. I'm sorry. So just that quick as possible. With that said, Corey, Ira, appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Do you have anything in closing that you want to? You want to talk?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Ty, for being on here and just blowing our minds with the amazing power of Kindle partnering with Amazon. And thank you guys for being on. Really, really awesome stuff. And I can see from all the comments that you really got a lot out of it. And congratulations to those that are getting started. So we are out of here. I am off. I just got back from my honeymoon, so I'm going to see my wife. She's making dinner, the first dinner she's making for me as husband and wife. So that's kind of cool. So I'm off to do that. But thanks so much, everybody. We'll catch everybody later. And let us know. Email us if you have any problems at all, and we'll take care of you. But thanks so much, Ty. Talk to you soon. Adios.
Thank you. Bye-bye.